If you've watched my previous video titled Dongle Hell, you know how much I hate dongles. And these things have ruined our experience with computers, but they have become a necessity these days. You cannot connect anything to your, for example, I have a MacBook Pro right here. This can become very frustrating. Now, in that video, I talked about a product called the 6-port hub from a company called iNet. Now, there are a myriad of products out there, not just this one. This one's actually a little bit relatively unknown, but this has 6 ports in it. And for me, I was looking for an HDMI port, a USB-A port, a card reader, but this was supposed to solve all my problems. And it was working fine. It was working nicely with my MacBook Pro and even my iPad Pro. That is up until one day I decided to make the biggest mistake. I wanted to connect these two monitors right here using the same port. So I tried to connect this monitor with an HDMI cable and that 4K LG monitor with a USB-C cable. And I try to connect them both here using the MacBook Pro's C port. So it was something like this. And I was trying to connect all of them to this port. And suddenly, poof, the screens went black. I had no idea what was going on. I tried using the port hub again and it stopped working. My theory, it was fried. I tried to contact the manufacturer. Apparently they don't have a website. So if you want to buy one of these things, make sure that it has after-sales support. I contacted Apple and they were very helpful actually. Apple has the best customer care. Apple, I think, has the best customer service in my opinion. You talk to them, you explain the situation. They would listen to you all day if they have to. They call you again, they follow up with you, they send you emails. And if you're using chat, they'll send you the chat transcript. They will try their best to solve the problem. But because this was not an Apple product, like this one, for example, this is an official adapter, this is an official dongle from Apple for USB-A to USB-C. This one, however, is not from Apple, so they were not able to help me with this. However, I think this was fried because it drew too much power from one port, and I was not aware of that. Before this happened, this was working fine. So my advice to you, if you have one of these things, regardless of what the manufacturer says, because the manufacturer sometimes says that you can connect a lot of things at once, I don't recommend plugging in too many devices if you have one of these ports. 6-port hubs or whatever you want to call them, 7-port hubs, 9-port hubs. Be careful with what you connect. So I decided to go the old-fashioned way and get a separate dongle for everything that I need. So I need an HDMI cable to be connected to my MacBook Pro, and I found this product called Ugreen, which is a USB-C to HDMI adapter. It is pretty simple. It's only an HDMI port, which is really good. Apple does not have an official HDMI port, a simple piece like this. A simple adapter like this, USB-C to HDMI adapter. They don't have anything like this. This supports 60 Hertz. Now that is an important thing to keep in mind. If you get Apple's dongle, it only supports 30 Hertz. I mean, come on Apple, 30 Hertz? Do you have any idea how choppy the monitor would look like under 30 Hertz? 60 Hertz is the minimum, the standard for monitors these days, the refresh rate. Now you got monitors that are 144 and even 240 refresh rate monitors, but that's mainly for gaming. So 60 Hertz monitors should be the standard. If you buy an adapter, make sure that it's 60 Hertz. Otherwise, it'll be choppy. So I'm going to unbox this. Let's go ahead. So the first thing that you see here is the official Apple adapter, which is high quality, pretty good, but they don't have a lot of options. They don't have multi-port hubs, so let's put that on the side. This was the product that I was using before, the 6-port hub, which has an HDMI port, Type A ports, and a card reader. For me, I just need an HDMI port, Type A ports, and a card reader. These are the most important ports for me. Now, this is the product that I found, which is called Ugreen USB-C to HDMI adapter. Let's go ahead and unbox this adapter. So this is 60 Hertz, and The cable length is 10 centimeters. Let's have a look. Aha. Pretty simple. Oh, I like this. This little cap to cover the connector here. So this can be connected to your MacBook Pro. So let's go ahead and try to connect the adapter to the MacBook Pro using the HDMI cable right here. Let's see if it's going to work. Awesome, it worked. There you go. Now I've customized the TV settings. I've just completely removed the blue light for my eyes. So this does not reflect the MacBook Pro screen right here. That's why it's a little bit yellowish, but it works flawlessly. It's perfect. Let me try to connect that 4K monitor using the USB-C cable, and let's see if it works on the other side. So we're supposed to have dual monitors. Excellent. This is a great product. I highly recommend this for simplicity, convenience. The USB-C to HDMI adapter. And like I said before, you have to be careful with these products. Don't connect too many devices to this product because it might fry your USB hub. Something else I want to talk about is this pin right here. Now this design is not really a good design because it applies a lot of load, a lot of stress on the connector right here. So if I connect this to the MacBook Pro, you can see that the dongle is heavy and it's putting a lot of stress on the MacBook Pro's connector, the pin. Let me see if I can show it to you this way. You can see the connector right here. So this can apply a lot of stress on the connector right there. So I don't recommend buying a 6-port hub like this. Now there are other types that have 2 pins here. These are at least better because the load is distributed to 2 ports, 2 pins. So that would be better than this. This has a cable, so that would be safer for the Mac and for the port as well, and for the multi-port as well. If you notice, Apple's adapters don't have a design like this because they know that that will put some sort of pressure on the connectors on the MacBook Pro. Now the next test we're going to do is to connect the HDMI cable to this iPad Pro that I have right here. So let's go ahead and connect it to the iPad Pro. All right, there goes the HDMI cable. Let's see if it works. Yep, the iPad works right there. So this is great. That means the product is working fine. The HDMI-C to the USB-C to HDMI adapter, I highly recommend this product to be in your bag. Unfortunately, it will be a dongle hell, but at least it's the right kind of hell.